Hi, my name is Fenner. I'm hoping to be the next design star for Mayesh. I've been involved with flowers all my life. I have a degree in commercial horticulture, and since being in the United States from Africa, I've had my own floral business. I'm going to be showing you one of our signature arrangements today, so let's get started. So I'm going to prepare a vase. What I like to do, I don't necessarily like to show the stems because a lot of our clients don't like that. So we put this polypropylene tape inside. It just goes on the inside of the vase. It's one of the first things that you have to do. Obviously you can't do it after you tape the vase. So I'm going to go ahead now and tape it. I'm using 1/4 inch clear tape. We don't want to be able to see it, obviously. It's not going to look very nice. So I'm going ahead and I'm taping this right now. What I'm going to do is a signature arrangement that we like to use, a Fenner floral design. And it's an arrangement that I like to call the modern English garden style. And it's something that I've developed over the years. And it started off being pretty tight, and nowadays our clients are wanting the flowers to be more loose. So it probably goes better with the genre of the English garden style. There we go. Right, that's one tape done. I prepare my flowers now. I pulled the flowers from the cooler. I have a certain recipe. Obviously it's to a certain budget. The hydrangea, I like to take most of the leaves off. Doing that right now. Obviously the Gerber daisies won't need that. This, I need to just take the leaves off right down to the stem so that they're not in the water. It's obviously going to foul the water and the arrangement won't last as long as it should do. I'm going to keep these just in case that I do need them. I can always put them on the edges of the arrangement towards the end or as I'm going along. So I'm preparing all my flowers, taking the leaves off. We've got these astilbes here. Beautiful pink astilbes. Love this flower. You're probably going to be quite surprised at the flower selection that I have made, but I'm going to explain that a little bit later. Sure that the stem is going to go to the bottom of the vase. Hydrangea does not like to be out of water for any extended period of time, and quite often they will not come back after they have got all dehydrated and wilted. So there we go. I've been sure to put the stems into the center of the grid so that the hydrangea will not flip out of the vase. There is a certain way that I like to do this. Hydrangeas always first, and then I will go in with some of my other filler flowers. We're using Dusty Miller. Great filler, love the color, goes very nice with the palette. Something maybe a little bit different than using other greens. I don't consider it to be a green, but rather as a flower, so it's going to be a component of the arrangement. And we're going to see it. Again, I'm keeping these side stems so that we can use them maybe later on to fill a gap that we might have, or possibly even to balance the arrangement. Here we go. I forgot to mention that I think it's a very good idea to use flower food in the water when you arrange flowers. It does help them maintain their freshness. Something that's always very important with our clients these days. They're spending a lot of money on these flowers, and they obviously want them to last as long as possible. So I would suggest that the water has flower food in it. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to put in, I'm going to start framing it up now with a few of these reflexed roses that I did earlier. The idea is that the flowers are floating, as it were, on top of the hydrangeas. And it's not crammed all together in a very tight ball. So I'm placing my roses. This is what I call framing. I like to group my flowers a little bit, and I don't mind a negative space with the hydrangea. You can see this, I call it a negative space. It is pretty, it rests your eye, you have something to rest your eye on, and it does give a great contrast for the flowers that you have going in on top. We're putting in the final flowers now. Now what I've done is I brought in Gerbers. A lot of people say, we don't want Gerbers, they're so cheap. If you look at the color of these Gerbers, and you can see how beautiful it goes with the arrangement, it just pulls all the colors together. It's a beautiful flower. I don't think there's a bad flower, it's how you use the flower that's important. So here we have an arrangement I've just done now. Here's one that I did earlier. It's slightly different in style. This one's a little bit more tight. Personally, I prefer the more loose style and look to this one. Using the same amount of flowers. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy my designs.